Well, hello world. Hello everybody. How are things? Purity White Cloud. I'm still that, at least. So I guess this video will be discuss a little bit of what I lost and what you could lose. We'll just go over a quick list because people think I'll be boo-hooing and, pity party, that kind of thing. But I did promise myself that, didn't I? So let's get on with it. What I lost. Most of my preps, which wasn't a lot of dry goods, a lot of this and that, handy to a point, but as far as fundamental but not easy stuff. A lot of grains, flours, powders, that kind of food, What else? Some wet stuff, some canned goods. I can go get it and put it in storage, that kind of thing. I'm going through, what I really miss is my bed. What I'm going through now is, that was a real firm, real good, high-dollar bed that I had scored, on the old online yard sale. And man, it was helping my back a lot, and my legs. Because what it is all my lumbar discs are bulged. And they're cutting this and that off to my legs. And they go numb on top, and they turn into, big steak pieces. It's really bad. And man, was it helping me. It was really bringing me back around. Another thing I lost was my body, my health, because I was running back and forth, even in that yard, as much as you see, that distance. I was climbing up and down stairs in the bus, up into the trailer, back up and down. And I did that a lot on purpose, just for that result, or that, for that. Excuse me. The bus, I don't know how. Providence may smile on me. It's going to take me a couple, $3,000 to get it to where I want it. And it's fundamental to me. It was my shop where I made things, sewed things, and did things. It was my office, my place. It was my place in the sun. Now I don't have that. Another thing I lost was I have 2 daughters that are still living there. And all my grandchildren. New grandchild just came last week on the 17th, a couple weeks ago, I guess. I can't be there with them. I can't be there with my grandchildren. Now, if I go up and, we can go visit. Well, I'm going there to visit. And that really, oh, yay, happy, but then horrible, sad. And, it's like putting salt on apple pie kind of thing, right? What else? All my wood, all my setup, my scenario, of how I operated, how I would keep myself alive in a breakdown, because I was broke down. That's what people don't realize, and you can't relate the fact, because you haven't broke down, and I did break down. I was in a place where I was minimal assets, resources keeping me alive. Horrible things happened, this and that. So I was living the breakdown, and that's what I mean by having the experience that no one else really has. So, that's gone. I'll never get that back. Another thing I lost was low rent. The reason I stayed there so long is because on that lot, it was $150 rent, and I owned the trailer. So I could manage. I could this and that, and hunky-dunk, this, you got it. Nowhere in this country, nowhere what I get in income, right? I hope this isn't windy. It's a little breezy. Can I pull that off? I can't pay rent anywhere, and have what I had. There's these public housing things for disabled and old people, but you can't have a thing. You're lucky you'll let you have a car and a parking space, maybe a cat and some fish. no life. You just sit in these cubicles, these apartments. You know, you live until you die. That's all you're doing. You can hang out, watch TV, this and that. And I'll go further on my health. You know, I was getting muscles in my legs. My blood was going. My sharpness, my brain was sharp. You know, I was getting at it. I had a theme. I had my YouTube channel that was really therapeutic. Also, to go back to my legs, I was walking around. It was improving my physical affliction. It was actually healing my legs and my back, doing what I was doing. I'm down to 240 pounds from 320. I mean, come on, man. That's how good I was doing. That's how on target or on the spot that I was. And then that's gone. You know, you can maybe get this and that, but then every time, it'll always go back to your memory. We'll go back to, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing this and that. Another thing I'll say about this here nice, lovely, peaceful thing, what lovely, nicely peaceful reminds you of, excuse me, is the ugly, not peaceful place that you were. I hope that makes sense, because you're sitting here going, oh, this is wonderful, boy. It's not that. You'll say that, well, that reminds you of that. So there's that. You know, I lost a lot more than just this and that. Now you've got to realize, and you've got to imagine what would happen to you if you got chased out of your stuff within a week, say, where you just grabbed anything you could put in a truck or this and that or blah, 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 and out you go. Maybe you can come back and get it. More than likely you can't. Your routine is gone. Your way of staying steady state is all gone. Now you're out there. If you can get somewhere and start over, well, good for you. More than likely, in a breakdown, that won't be possible because you set that up in a place where there wasn't a breakdown. So now that cannot occur again. I mean, you got to think that. Once you lose it, you're lost. You can maybe do this and that. What it reminds me of is if you watch the movie Quest for Fire, when the opening scene is when the Wagaboo, you know, you got to watch it. And they chased him out of the cave. And they ended out in the swamp on a little island because that way nothing could get to them, the wolves and this and that, and the guys that raided them could get to them. So they sat on that island. They had that little thing, and they didn't have, the fire went out. So that's essentially why I lost the fire. Now, they sent 2 people out, and they got fired, and you watch the rest of the movie, and they, you know, adapted, got their cave back, I guess, and went from there. Now, here's the thing that this video's really about. Okay, you got your setup, you're going, you got it, you know, you got your little crew, your group, your place, your little settlement, as it were. You got some folks, and you really don't know them deeply. Sure, you're this, and all we're friends when this started, but humans do funny things, and their head goes funny directions. Excuse me. So you don't know who, what's gonna, what, this and that under any amount of stress or whatever. Why the person did what they did, I don't know. I'm thinking all kinds of scenarios, property values, you know, if they have this me over there while they are over there, you can imagine, or who knows what. A nuisance, didn't like the fire smoke, I don't know, because I don't know who did it. Now, there is a thing that you gotta figure, and someone mentioned that. How do you actually know that this person you say did what you say he did? And it got a point. Unless you see the hand, take what they did it with and put it and did it. you can't say I have compelling information and that kind of thing, but I did not see that. That's bearing false witness. So I did that a little bit, and I backed out of that because I just don't know. What that does, that takes that person or persons out of the suspect category and puts everybody in your group into that category because you don't know. Now you have to look at each and every one, and now that's going to create a psychosis, paranoia and dissension in the group, in the community, as it were, the village, let's say, because that's pretty much what it was. What do you do with that? What can you do with that when you're walking down the road and someone is so hateful and so heinous, or whatever reason they had, perpetrated that upon you? Poisoned an animal in your yard, your area, your place. Imagine what that will do to your psyche. Now you tell everyone else, right? Now they're looking around going, oh boy. And the person that did it, well, yeah, that kind of thing. Imagine how that would destroy your group. You think you're cohesive, but you don't know. Like I said, the human mind is a funny thing, boy. Now, picture this. Say you've got your pen with your animals in it. Say, let's go with pigs. You got 5 or 6 pigs. You've raised them up, about ready for slaughter or something like that, right? A couple of weeks maybe, this and that. You go out in the morning and they're all dead. Okay, now I know this is a big jump or leap, but what if you were able to tell, like I was able to tell, what killed them, and found out that, say, poison grain or anything that would create, that would kill them, number one. Now you got to wonder, well, who hates me that much that wants to destroy my food so I starve to death and go away? Or just go away. Well, you go away where? If I didn't have this place, I would still be up there. I really don't have this because it's not stable. It's not a place. Okay, and that's where you'd go. Think about that. The dynamics of the mentality that it would create in your group, in your village, that someone, and then, okay, now you go away, you're gone. What if someone else loses favor with this person or persons? And instead of going up and saying, hey, we don't like your kind around here, like in the Old West or the New West. This is the Old West. Right? You've got this in your situation. Man, that is going to be something to deal with. Now, say these pigs are dead. Are you going to eat them? Are you going to butcher them? Did it spoil the meat? Did it, what? What are you going to do? You can't start over. You done spent 3 months raising up, however long, I don't know how long pigs, chickens, whatever. However long it takes to raise them to maturity, to butcher age, that's gone. The resources you put in them are gone. Everything. Now you're looking at winter. You're looking at fall, autumn, right? And you're done. Now you're looking to your group to say, hey, well, somebody did this and that. And they're in the same position. They didn't raise extra because they couldn't. Right? Now you're going, hey, help a fella out. And they say, hey, I love you, but I can't. And you know it. You know they can't do that. Now you yourself, or the person that this happens to, is going to go one of two ways. He's going to go, you sons of bitches, or go, yeah, you're right. And he has to sit in that house, maybe make it through, or sit and watch his family that he was raising that livestock for literally die in front of his eyes. Something to think about when, you're picking your group, you're in a clan, or you're part of a village, That's a real bitter question that I haven't seen anyone address in any video of any sort. I haven't seen every one of them, but what do you do when you have something like this occurring in your scenario? How do you handle it? And now we know, even in the best of times, people will do this. Oh, look what happened to me. I don't even know these people. I don't interact with them. I didn't go sell a bad used car to anyone. I didn't sell dope. I was just a fella on my lot just getting along and doing some training in my hobby, which is survivalism and bushcraft and preparedness. That's all I was doing. I didn't go slap people. I didn't this. I didn't that. Nothing. One of my daughters, she owns a home up there. You know, she gets along. What? Right. And you were just doing your thing, being helpful, trying to be part of the community, not being a rustle bustle, you know, or a turd, you know, or whatever. That's all I was doing in that community. I would go to a place, right? They say, oh, hey, man, I haven't seen you in a while, you know, where you been? I said, well, I've just been at my house, you know, doing my thing. Oh, well, that's cool. And this happens, right? 99% of that community didn't even know I was there. I was so secluded. And that's a whole nother story, secluding yourself in your community, you know, and you can't do that. It'll drive you nuts. And there's the the companionship aspect of it that will just, you will not, it's bad. Not to have a companion, wow, no hope. But that's, like I said, a video for another time. But think about this. What I lost and what I gained from it is the knowledge which I'm sharing with you, and what you had better think about. This is the reality of it. There's another thing that I've found out about people on my channel, some of them, they just can't handle that reality of, wow, really? And sit and think, oh my God, oh, click and unsub or something. He's just crazy. No. I may be crazy now, but in the breakdown, I'll be one of the most sane people there because I've been through it. And you should take this stuff to heart because, man alive, and from what I'm seeing, you know, around the electronic campfire is what I call it, things are bad, boy. Things are bad. All right, I guess that'll do it. It's probably, I don't know how long I got. I ain't even going to look. So think about that. Think about what, if you look around you and your compound, your big acreage house, your this and that, gone in a flash. Gone, man. And you're carrying a backpack out in the rain in the middle of a swamp like a bunch of cavemen. Literally, you'll go right back to the Stone Age. Literally, what you would do, and you've got to look at your people going, would those people, that person, this and that, actually do that to me? Now, I will say this as a footnote. I had been losing, me and my neighbor and I had been losing animals to this very same thing for years. The only reason I found this out is because I scraped the money up to take my dog to the vet and found out what was actually happening. Now, there's another mystery. What if you can't find out why all your livestock died overnight? And you're going, oh, God, you know, imagine what would go through your head when you go out your door, out your little picket fence yard that you know, and look around you. I'll tell you what, man, you talk about some psychological bullshit. Think of it. All right, that's it. And this is a wit of mine because, you know, I'm using this to teach you, to tell you my experiences and what you should be looking for when you're in that breakdown. When you're, you know, down, you're just like what I said. And find yourself in the Stone Age overnight. All right. Live by your wits, not by your worries. Peace. Bye. La, la, la. Ow, my butt hurts. No fat on my butt, my tailbone hurts.